9, Darchinian would go on to become the first fighter to unify 3 belts in this division. The
Getting in that position could put him in harm's way.
Earn this shot at the championship. Arroyo in the white with gray and light brown. Villanueva in the black with silver.
Oh, good shot over the top.
Arroyo fighting in December of last year. Miranda switched stances repeatedly in that fight, but Alizzo again doing good body work. Will probably try to close the distance and from Arroyo. There's a nice 1-2 combination.
Villanueva has been much busier here in round 1, and that could be enough for him to take this round.
Villanueva against the accuracy of Arroyo.
Straight left hand splits the guard. For this fight at the ALA Boxing Gym in the Cebu, Philippines, it's produced 6 champions, including the only reigning champion from the Philippines right now, Donnie Nietes, the 108-pound champion who defended his title last Saturday against Francisco Rodriguez Jr. He's Marvin Satsona.
And though Roach didn't participate in his training, of course, that's his gym there, and Tito Villamar, his fine trainer.
Villanueva started to do something good here this round, starting to find the range of the...
There's an overhand left by Arroyo that landed.
The Arroyo jab starting to be a little bit more evident, and he'll need that punch in this fight.
A check hook from Villanueva shouldn't surprise us since he's an avid chess player, right? Looking for the checkmate in this fight. Oh, stiff jab from the southpaw Arroyo.
You see Villanueva there trying to, just couldn't quite pull the trigger on that counter right hand where Arroyo kind of throws his left.
Second. Right hand to the body by Villanueva.
Talk to you after the fight. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Mo.
Up to you.
Thank you very much, Jim. Round 3 underway.
But Villanueva has doubled the number of punches thrown by Arroyo, and that could be a factor as we continue. Power punches in this fight, and you see that a slight edge for Villanueva.
Hyper jittery jumping style, and then he kind of flies in with a combination.
Video of Villanueva. He says that's just the way he is.
It depends on how well you know your opponent. For my own case, I've seen Danny fight many times, so I haven't made it a big point to watch a lot of video. But a lot of
combinations, flashes the jab,
and win these rounds.
I think the fight fans here in El Paso agree with you, Al.
And that's the thing, when it's a close fight and a lot of shots are missing.
Underway here in the Lone Star State, McJoe Arroyo and Artur Villanueva going at it for the vacant 115-pound title. Roman of Mexico and Johnny Tapia of the U.S., and who can forget?
But he's overthinking at times, I think. Villanueva doing a good job of being in and out.
Villanueva very flat-footed thus far.
Angle instead of the speed angle, and Villanueva.
Arroyo has attacked the body a little more in this round.
I feel like when Arroyo does get off, he's more accurate, but he just doesn't get off as much.
Yeah. The scenario of the fight suits Villanueva.
Yeah, I thought it would be contested at a much faster pace, but we're coming with his head. Final seconds of the 4th.
Not just one punch. Watch his face.
Center, El Paso, Texas, for the vacant IBF 115-pound championship. An aggressive start to the round.
But sometimes he oversteps. He steps in a little too hard with the right hand, and someone to hold his ground on the outside and just pick his shots here and there. He needs to get just a little bit busier, maybe.
Of round number 5. There's a nice left hand over the top by Arroyo, but just single shot, and there's a counter right uppercut by Villanueva.
Double jump, it's straight. Go to the stomach, go to the body, More combinations.
Arroyo's been down once in his career in April of 2013.
Yeah, he's ran a sharp counter right hand, and now
No. Okay.
lead weight.
Go to the corner. Come on.
I don't know about that. No, that was off the lead of the 1-2.
Isn't Ramos from Puerto Rico?
You understand? Let's go.
Well, I was just going to comment before about the concern.
I know there was concern, right?
Yeah, and you know, I disagree with that because I agree with Paulie. He kind of, he did come in, but it wasn't intentional.
A little bit to blame for the head clashes, but at times, a lot of times.
And interestingly,
Nice counter left hand. Throws the 1-2.
Both guys, they're really awkward to close. There's a head
And the
clash.
head
But
clash
again,
right there.
That was accidental.
Arroyo, and accidental, exactly.
You know,
It
came from
and
a
that's
clash
not
of
a
heads.
surprise. Good combination by Arroyo to close. Okay, so there's the cut over the right eye, and obviously we heard the point.
This is where the cut happened. Now, here's the point. That was Arroyo leading with his head and the left hand. What else is new?
7. Villanueva.
Point doesn't
Oh, it's a
big
tough fight
impact
to
into this.
score. By Arroyo, yeah, sharp left hand. There's a straight left down the middle by Arroyo.
Time out. Go to the neutral corner back. Hey, allá.
And it's turning into the Rafael Ramos show.
Keep going. Okay? You okay? Let's go.
And Villanueva allowing the fight to continue.
And it's as we spoke earlier. I mean, it's about, you know, do you like the aggressiveness and busyness of Villanueva, or the accurate punching of Arroyo?
And I have an interesting question. Why was the Arroyo clash of heads unintentional, but the clash of heads from Villanueva was intentional?
I only have a high school diploma, Al. I'm sorry. Straight left hand by Arroyo.
Let's go.
Chopping right hand by Villanueva.
Again, the sharp little
sharp
pot
left.
shots of Arroyo.
Yep.
Rafael Ramos, not too interested in that.
Did I tell you he was from Puerto Rico?
Did you mention that? Yeah, that point deduction by Rafael Ramos is looming large.
The right range to throw their combinations.
Yeah, and Arroyo landing a very good left.
There's a right hook by Arroyo.
I got it. No punch. Let's go.
Number 9, scheduled for 12 for the IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship. A good crowd has formed here, and I know they're waiting for the main event, the Arroyo and Marco Reyes. Right now, you're watching McJoe Arroyo against Artur Villanueva.
It's hard to win around throwing that few punches.
It's Mickey Bay when Bay beat him, but you're right. Each vying for a championship here under the bright light.
And all that reflected in Steve Farhood scoring now that he's got this fight even.
And in order to avoid head clashes and whatnot, you just end up causing a clinch and getting a break.
Big uppercut a moment ago by Villanueva.
Counter left hand too. Minute and a half left in the 10th round.
Two sharp left hands.
There's another hard left by McJoe Arroyo.
No.
Villanueva slips to the outside.
He's a more complete boxer. Villanueva wants to land some of the bigger shots at times, but Arroyo has there's more of a consistency sometimes to Arroyo.
And they're going to inspect that cut again. And they have stopped the fight. Doctor has stopped the fight due to the cut over the right eye.
They go to the
cut. That was a result of an accidental head clash.
And remember a key point as they go to the scorecards that there was that point deduction by referee Rafael Ramos 6 where the clash of heads. Now there's Arroyo leading with his head.
Gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at 2 minutes 5 seconds in round number 10. Villanueva, a recipient of an unintentional headbutt. He received a cut, unable to continue. Therefore, we go to the scorecards with a technical decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, John Stewart, sees the bout 97-92. Judges Levi Martinez and Larry Hazard Jr. both score the bout 98-91. All three in favor of the winner. And he is now the IBF Junior Bantamweight Champion of the World from Puerto Rico, McJoe